Okay, well, another year come and gone, 2019. Making this video a little bit late again. That seems to be a recurring theme of mine. My excuse for this year would probably be coronavirus, I guess. Yeah. That and I only got this microphone recently, so I had a video. Speaking of, actually, click here or somewhere, anywhere, to see a video I made recently. It's gonna be way better than this one. I put way more effort into that than this. This is pretty much just off the cuff for like an hour or something, however long this goes. But yeah, I was waiting to get this microphone for like 2 months or something. So it's finally here. I would have made videos beforehand, but I kept thinking, oh, this will be the week that arrives. This will be the week that arrives. And then, a sixth of a year later, here we are. So, top 10 movies of 2019. Yes. We'll get right into it. I want to give a few honourable mentions first. Honourable mention number 1 is Star Wars Rise of Skywalker. This was my least favourite movie of 2019. This was awful. And I'm not a Last Jedi hater. I actually think that was probably the best movie out of the new Star Wars trilogy. I've never even seen the originals, to be honest. So I don't have that dedicated fan position. I was kind of coming into it new. This is gonna turn into a review of the Star Wars trilogy now, isn't it? The first one, Force Awakens, was okay, but it just felt ridiculously generic to me. Last Jedi was way more interesting in that, it was kind of doing something different. Regardless of whether it, the actual premise was interesting or not is besides the point. Just the fact that it was not as run-of-the-mill as Force Awakens was. Rise of Skywalker is like trying to do 3 movies worth of character development and plot development in one movie. They were trying to undo what Last Jedi did and also conclude a trilogy of 3 movies. So it was a fucking disaster. What a nightmare. That's our first honourable mention. So kudos to Rise of Skywalker for taking dead last. You get the honourable wooden spoon. Not real. I shouldn't even call it honourable mention. It's terrible. Don't watch it. The only good stuff in it is like Rey and Kylo Ren. That's the only stuff that I found interesting. The rest is just what a waste of time. Moving on. We have our second honourable mention, Dora and the Lost City of Gold. This movie is basically what I wanted the Tomb Raider movie to be. The 2017 Tomb Raider, I think it came out? Or 2018. One of the two. The reason being that it starts off as a completely, grounded in reality story. But then by the end, it brings in these supernatural elements. And that's basically what the 2013 Tomb Raider game was. So when they made a film adaptation of that, I thought, okay, well, this is where it's going to go. It's going to start off grounded in reality and then, slowly bring in these things of like supernatural, but nah, it's not real. For surely not, it's not real. And then in the end, it actually is real. That was kind of cathartic to see for me in a way. The Tomb Raider film adaptation didn't do any supernatural stuff at all. So that was disappointing. So it was cool to see that in the Dora movie. So I was like, oh, okay, all right. This is like a kid's version of Tomb Raider. Sweet. It was very bizarre in it's super aware of some of the tropes of the cartoon. And it like makes fun of that, right? It makes fun of like where like Dora's talking to the camera and stuff. They're like, who are you talking to, Dora? And she's like, I don't know. Some shit like that. I don't know.
Can you say delicioso? Say delicioso!
She'll grow out of it.
Self-aware, right? And then other times it just completely is oblivious to other things. Like it just like picks and chooses what it's aware of. So it was really weird seeing like, oh, well, yeah, they're very aware of like how ridiculous some of this stuff is. And then they also just play right into others. Like they genuinely don't know what. It was really weird. Like
Swiper at the ready. Whatever happens, get that map. Swiper, yes, swipe.
The only example I have is that like Dora would like I think it was at the start of the movie when she was like a younger Dora. She would just like look directly at the camera and say like, "Can you say si, senor?" And then everyone in the family is like, "What the fuck is wrong with this kid, dude? Get her out of here." Oh yeah, they also get high in one scene, that on like mushrooms and shit. That seems to be a recurring thing in kids movies now. I don't know why. I've seen it in Dora and I've seen it in The Good Dinosaur. Really weird. I don't know why. I love it, but I don't know why. Yeah, I had that written down. I didn't even remember that. There, they ingest hallucinogens in a spore field and they become the animated characters.
Let's get out of here!
It's okay. It's okay. If these were poisonous spores, we'd all be dead by now. Come on, Diego.
What? What?
I love these kids movies where the main characters get high. Yeah, that's what I wrote down. That's pretty much all I have to say about Dora. It was okay. It was cool to see like how they adapted it. I would definitely recommend watching it. That's why it's an honorable mention, but not good enough to make the top 10. Third honorable mention, third and final, is Stubber. This just barely didn't make the top 10. I'm pretty sure this was 11 or 12. This had Dave Bautista and I'm not going to remember his name in a million years. Buddy cop movie, basically, where Dave Bautista, it's kind of like a Kevin Hart The Rock deal, where Bautista is The Rock and the other guy is Kevin Hart. So it's like, you know, one super macho guy and one other like very not masculine guy. What did I like about this movie? I suppose there weren't many comedy movies this year on my list. Like one is on the list. One's a comedy. Yeah, so there weren't that many comedy movies this year. So I think it just felt nice to have just a straight up comedy. It was like good as well. It wasn't just like shit jokes for the entire time. There was a lot that I enjoyed about it. Like I could just name jokes specifically and, you know, go for the whole movie. It's not really doing anything crazy new either. And the gimmick isn't the best gimmick. The gimmick is, it's like an Uber driver, and if he gets one more bad review, he gets kicked off the site or something and he needs money. So he's like, that's the other guy. And Dave Bautista is the guy who's called the Uber. He's some CIA agent or something. I don't fucking know. You've heard of this movie premise like 50,000 times of like buddy cop movie. You heard of it? It's this new genre you might not have heard about. Buddy cop movies. It was nice just because there weren't many comedy movies in the year and it genuinely made me laugh a lot of the time. So I was like, okay, yeah, I give this credit. Oh yeah, that's what I wrote. Okay, I wrote really solid comedy. Kumail Nanjiani and Dave Bautista have a great dynamic with each other. The dynamic was like better than the average cop movie, I would say. Like they mesh really well. I could easily see them in other movies together. I find them way funnier than like Kevin Hart and The Rock. Kevin Hart and The Rock aren't, I don't know. I'm probably just sick of seeing them in every fucking comedy movie ever. So it was nice to see someone that's not Kevin Hart and The Rock. That's all I have to say about Stubber. So we can get started with the actual list now. And we're starting off with number 10, which is Child's Play, the 2019, funnily enough, 2019 remake of Child's Play. This was done, I think, without Don Mancini's consent. I don't know what the legal situation is. I don't think he liked them making this movie because he's the guy who did the first one, or I don't know if he directed it. He's played a part. He's had a role to play in making like every single Chucky movie ever. So this is the first one where he hasn't, and I think he's just pissed. Fair enough, I guess. They took a different angle with this one. This time it's not a human soul in a doll. It's just like a technical malfunction. So it's kind of like a, you know, talking about like today's technology and how everything is automated and stuff. So Chucky, like, you know, taps into your air conditioning and he makes it too hot. Oh no! Chucky like turns your lights on and off thanks to your like Telstra auto-powered home system. Shit like that, where it's like, you know, Chucky has like control of all the technology around you. So it's like the scary technology take. this made number 10. Now that I'm shit talking it so much, I'm like, why the fuck did I like this movie so much? I was a big fan of the original Chucky films. 1, 2, and 3, not that much. I don't know. I just had this sudden obsession where I just wanted to watch all the Chucky movies. So I watched all of them. And I liked the later ones. This is now a Chucky video. First, oh god. The amount of tangents we're going to go in this video, I swear. Okay. So we had Child's Play 1, 2, and 3. That's like the original trilogy. I segment these in my mind. So there's Child's Play 1, 2, and 3. Then there's Bride of Chucky, Seed of Chucky. So those are like kind of comedies. And then there are the newest movies, which is Cult of Chucky and Curse of Chucky. Those ones are like actual, like proper horror, and those ones are really good. Those are like maybe the best ones in my opinion. But I quite liked Seed of Chucky and Bride of Chucky for like the comedy aspect and like playing into that, and like, you know, just how cheesy and stupid it is. So it was interesting to see a new take, like a fourth take on the Chucky franchise that's still not boring yet, which is interesting. I was like, okay, cool. It's number 10. It didn't blow my fucking brains out. It wasn't incredible. It was just like, okay, well, I'm a fan of the Chucky movie. It's a new Chucky movie. It's not terrible. Okay, there you go. That's all it takes to get onto my top 10 list. Fuck. It's probably not even worth watching, honestly, if you don't like any of the Chucky movies. Because, yeah, you just have to be a fan of the series to enjoy it at all in any way. Moving on. Ooh, we got number 9 is Frozen 2. I was extremely skeptical going into this. I'm very much a contrarian. So, the fact that they're making a Frozen 2, was it 5 years after the first one came out? They scheduled their movies so far ahead of time, right? And they didn't expect Frozen to be as big as it was. So as soon as it was big, they're like, oh shit, we gotta fit a fucking second one into the timeline here of like the 50,000 movies we have coming out in the next 10 years that we all have planned. So, you know, I had that extremely skeptical. Honestly, I'm surprised it made me just because it just wasn't total dog shit that it's on the list. But I quite liked it. I didn't think it was that bad. I 100% enjoyed it more than the first one. It was kind of dark, but at the end, they just undo everything. Like, characters die, and then it's just like, oh, they're back. Woohoo, no one dies. No one dies in real life. So then kids, like, have their fucking grandparents die, and then, like, oh, when are they coming back, mommy? When is fucking Anna gonna just, like, woo? For the moment, when I was just in that, like, that disbelief of like, oh, these characters are actually dead, they're not going to come back. I was like, okay, this is fucking crazy for like, you know, teaching all these important morals about like acceptance and moving on and shit. I was like, okay, alright, yeah, I don't mind this. This is pretty good. This is pretty good. The ending negates all of that by bringing everyone back. Really annoying, but it's to be expected from a Disney movie. So it doesn't mean I like it. It was just like, you know, it's a fucking Disney movie. Of course no one's gonna die and everyone's gonna end up happy and just trash. This movie sucks. It fucking sucks. Nice songs too, I wrote. Rivals the soundtrack from the first movie. I can't for the life of me remember. I remember one song, but I don't even remember how it goes. But the songs are pretty good. I remember the songs being quite good, to the point where it's like, after I saw the movie, I was like, bopping along with them in my head. And they have like a nice variety that they had last time of like, you know, some upbeat songs and some more somber songs and everything. So it was nice to see that. What else do I have written here? Oh, yes. Olaf is the worst character ever. Olaf is one of the worst characters ever in media. Ruins every emotional or tense scene with a shitty joke. Yeah, I can't stand Olaf. He was just obviously there for, you know, it's a kids movie. You gotta have like the character that appeals to the kids, sell that merch, make the big money. But oh my god, I just can't stand it. Every time there's like a sad scene or an emotional scene or any scene that's not just like goofy comedy, every scene will always end with like Olaf just like popping in frame and saying some stupid shit to like brighten the mood at the end. And it's just like, oh my god, get out of the movie. It's so annoying. Like, trust me, it's unbelievably annoying. Once you notice it, you can't get it out of your head. It's fucking terrible. You remove Olaf and you don't just magically bring all the dead people back. I would have liked the movie a million times more if that, just those two things just like what lowered it for me. So yeah, number 9, Frozen 2. Would I recommend watching it? Yeah. I mean, yeah. I mean, pretty much any movie on here I will recommend because it's the top 10, right? So fucking yeah. If you like Frozen 1, you'll like Frozen 2. If you might, even if you don't like Disney movies, you might like Frozen 2. Honestly, it's quite different a little bit for a while until they bring everyone back. I hated that. Oh my god. Okay, I just had to check the recording because like it looked loud as fuck. Hopefully it should be alright. I can just turn it down if I'm too loud. I don't know, because I'm bringing the microphone closer to my face than I need. I'm doing this for comedic effect because loud noise is funny. Funny. Terrible. Okay. Number 8. Once Upon a Time in Hollywood. So I'm a bit of a zoomer. I have not seen many Tarantino films. I've seen Pulp Fiction. And I've seen Once Upon a Time in Hollywood. And Kill Bill 1 and 2. Oh my god. This movie, I think, like, I really can't think of any other movie that has more extreme graphic violence than this movie. This was really hard to watch, honestly. I think it's just because of the fact that there's no real violence for the rest of the movie leading up to it. It just feels so much worse, and it just felt like I was watching like real footage. Like, even though like it's shot Hollywood style, right? But just like it felt like real gore. It was horrifying to watch. I was like, oh my god, this is fucking insane. Like, Jesus Christ. The last time I can recall being that shocked by violence was Logan, the 2017 movie. When I saw that in the theaters, I was like, Jesus, because like, I've seen a lot of X-Men movies before and nothing to that extent or anywhere near that extent. But it kind of wore off. Like, I mostly felt that during the very first scene of Logan, when he just like fucks up a bunch of people who are trying to take his car or rob him or something. You kind of get used to it, except for that horrible death at the end of the movie. That poor fucking guy, even though he's the villain, that was horrible to watch. But yeah, not since Logan had I felt like such shock from violence before. So that was like an interesting experience because I hardly ever feel that in movies get quite generic with their violence these days. If I had to critique it, it gets a little slow in the middle, I would say. It's definitely a kind of just sit back and soak it up and enjoy the setting movie. It's one of those. But because of that, it's like really fucking long. It's like 2.5 hours, 3 hours, something like that. So it does get a little bit slow in the middle when it kind of just like takes a moment to chill out and hey, just look at all this cool stuff we have. I think that was probably like the lowest point for me, was the middle, because it starts off strong, ends strong, just sags a little bit in the middle. Again, I'm a zoomer. I had to like look up the whole Sharon Tate stuff because I didn't know anything about that before I watched the movie to educate myself. I don't have that much of a personal stake in it. I think people who are alive back then and experienced in lifetime, what happened to Sharon Tate, would feel much more satisfaction from that. For me, I was just like, oh, okay, cool. Because, I did not know Sharon Tate, so I'm a little dum-dum zoomer. That's pretty much all I have to say about it. Pretty good. What did I say? It's my favorite Tarantino movie. No, I don't think I would. I think my favorite would have to be Pulp Fiction, I guess. Even though I don't think Pulp Fiction is that good. Like, well, no, it's okay. It's good. It just goes on for way too fucking long. I was really enjoying it up to a certain point where I was like, oh, they're still doing new fucking stories, and I like kind of dropped off a bit. But for like the first movies, normal movie length, like hour and a half or something, 2 hours, it was all good. And I was like, fuck yes, this is good shit. This is good. It just drags on a bit. But there's some really fucking good scenes in Pulp Fiction. Kill Bill wasn't as good as I wanted it to be. I think maybe if it had been made more recently, the fact that it's made such a long time ago, their technology was a lot more limited. That's pretty much all I have to say about Once Upon a Time in Hollywood. It was good. If you like Quentin Tarantino movies, watch it. Okay, moving on to number 7. We got Knives Out, the Ruin Johnson movie. Perhaps my favorite nickname ever made by the internet of like anyone ever. Ruin Johnson. Incredible. Fucking geniuses, whoever made that up. I love it. Ruin Johnson destroyed my childhood. Okay, so this was like a whodunit movie. I thought I knew who it was not at the very start, but at some point in the movie. So I was like feeling pretty confident, cocky, like I know exactly where this movie's going. And then, it threw me for a curveball, which is nice. I was completely wrong. I ate shit. So that was nice to, be interested in whodunit. The fact that it's still possible to make a whodunit in the current year and to still be original and interesting and like genuinely, make you want to see where things go is incredible. I'm very surprised that it was as good as it was. I quite liked it. Pretty cool that a whodunit can still be engaging and thrilling. So I think this is a good one for old people. Old people will really like this movie. I don't know if there's anyone I wouldn't recommend it to. Like, you know what you're signing up for when you see it. I don't know how long it was. It might have been a tiny bit longer than it should have. I don't even know. I don't think there was any point where I got bored though. I don't think there was any point where they got so slow. I was like, okay, fucking wrap it up. I was pretty interested throughout the whole thing. Number 6, we have Fighting for My Family. This is the, I think Stephen Merchant directed it? Merchant? However you want to fucking say it. So I'm a sucker for biopics. I really, really, really like movies based on real events that, stick to the events throughout. Because I like, after I watch the movie, I like looking it up and seeing what happened and, the comparisons between the movie and reality and what they did, what they changed, what they dramatized and all that. I like that whole process, I quite like biopics. I'm a big biopic boy, if you will. So it was interesting seeing like because I quite like wrestling. I never really watched it that much, but the concept of it and, I've seen clips and shit. So I haven't sat down and watched hours and hours of wrestling before. Like I have a grandpa who watched when I was like little. He would watch wrestling. So when I was at his place, sometimes I would watch it. That's probably the most wrestling I've ever watched. But I quite like wrestling. I think it's fantastic. I think it's fucking great. So it was cool to see a biopic about wrestling. So I was like, okay, yes, this is something that I had prior interest in, and now I'll consume the media, then figure it out and see what happened. And so it was cool. What the fuck? Goes beyond just an ad for wrestling. Oh, right, because I think it's made by the WWE Foundation or something, or funded by it. I don't even think, honestly, I think the dude, Stephen Merchant, just genuinely wanted to make a movie about wrestling and figured, okay, well, I may as well get fucking money from the WWE. It does quite glorify wrestling as well. Like, it's like, ooh, look how good we are. I don't know if it was made, like, to promote wrestling. I don't think so. Who knows? Either way, it's good. If you like wrestling, you'll like it. If you like biopics, you'll like it. It's a, emotional story of a wrestler who's like just trying to make her way, and the divide with the family and how they fight. Her relationship with her brother and family issues. Mainly the brother, like that's a lot of that's a big chunk of the movie, sorting their relationship out between each other when one of them is successful and the other one isn't. Number 5 is Dark Phoenix. I know, it's crazy. This movie is probably the lowest rated by far out of anything on the list, I would say. Yep, this movie 100% is easily the lowest rated movie out of anything on this top 10 list. First of all, I'm a big sucker for the X-Men movies. I will name my biases here. I'm a huge sucker for the X-Men movies, the Fox ones specifically, and I have seen all of them with the exception of the Wolverine, the one set in Japan and all that. That's the only one I haven't seen. So yes, I've seen X-Men Origins Wolverine. I didn't like it. Jesus, I mean, like, oh, steady on. I did not like it. I've seen it, okay? I like most of the X-Men movies. I'm a big X-Men fan. This movie was extremely underrated. I honestly, even as an X-Men fan, right? Okay, we remove that from me, and I view this purely as a non-fan of X-Men. It's really not that bad. It didn't deserve to get anywhere near as low as the reviews it got. It got like, what was it, 18% on Rotten Tomatoes or something? Something abysmally low, like 13%, 18%, I don't know. I can see 50%, sure, right? Like, it's not the best X-Men movie ever, right? I think it might be my favorite, in my opinion. I'd have to think about it. It's quite high up there. It's one of my favorite X-Men movies. So I can see it getting maybe 50% or something, you know? Like, it's not a fantastic movie. It's an average movie for if you're not like a big X-Men fan. But like, the reviews just shocked me, because I was like, wait, 18%, what the fuck? What is so abysmal about this movie that it gets lower ratings than X-Men Origins Wolverine?
You messed with the mind of an 8-year-old girl. You pushed down all that pain and anger. Where do you think it's gonna go?
I did that to help her. What I do
Oh,
to
please,
help
come
all
on,
of
please.
them.
You still can't see what you did wrong?
It's just...
No, you need to face this, Charles. You need to face it. Come on, admit it to me right now. Come on, admit it. Charles, just admit you were wrong, please.
What the fuck is the world come to? I don't know why. I mean, like, it had reshoots, but the reshoots were actually pretty good. Like, the train fight scene is arguably one of my favorite fight scenes in an X-Men movie. It's really well done. It's exciting. I usually don't give a crap about action scenes in movies anymore. Like, there's just so many of them that I've just gotten tired of them. But that one is quite good and gets me excited, you know? Like, oh, yes, get 'em, X-Men. Because they're using their powers and shit together, you know, to fuck people up. I'm like, oh, yeah, it's good. Man, like 18%. It really does not deserve 18%. I was quite sad to see. Oh, right. Yes, okay. There's, at the end of X-Men Apocalypse, Jean Grey releases the Phoenix, and then after that movie, there's an origin story for the Phoenix. So a complete continuity error there, which sucks. But like, if people aren't even X-Men fans, they won't even be aware of that anyway. Like, if you go into this standalone, it doesn't impact the movie at all. It's only if you've seen the previous movie that you'd be like, okay, wait, why the fuck does she not have the Phoenix? You just had it in the last movie. So that's a completely stupid oversight by them to not have planned that out better. I agree. But standalone, it doesn't impact the movie at all. I've just tried to figure it out. I'm like, just justifying it as much as I can to be as harsh as I can. Like, okay, 50%, maybe 40% even. I'll give you 40%. But 18%, like, I just don't get it. Like, what the fuck? X-Men politics better than real life politics is what I wrote. I would say that's pretty accurate, yeah. X-Men politics is good. Jennifer Lawrence's acting is god-awful in this movie. Probably the worst I've ever seen her act in my life. I haven't seen that many movies with her, actually, even, to be honest. So in the X-Men movies, I've seen Mother. I've seen... I don't even know what the fuck else she's in. Who cares? Oh my god, Red Sparrow. That was fucking horrible as well, actually. She's not that good of an actor in general, to be honest. But oh my god, her acting in this movie was awful. She obviously did not want to be there at all. I'm pretty sure, because I watched behind the scenes for this movie, because I have the fucking steelbook, bro. This is how big of an X-Men head I am. I'm one of 3 people on the planet that has a Dark Phoenix steelbook, bro. So yeah, I was watching behind the scenes on Dark Phoenix, and she was talking, like, she was really talking up the director. She was like, this guy's been, you know, a part of the X-Men team for a long while, and he, like, knows it better than a lot of other people. So it sounded like she really wanted him to direct a movie, and it sounded like she wasn't even going to be in this one at all. But the fact that he directed it, she was like, oh, okay, I'll be in it for a little bit. Just because that guy's directing it. And I like that guy. Fucking god-awful acting. Really terrible. She just doesn't want to be there at all. And it shows extremely. They do the most with Hank's character, the Beast, than they've ever done with in like any other X-Men movie, I think. Which was cool. It was really great seeing that. How like, Hank actually getting like pissed off and turning against the X-Men. So yeah, just like with how many fucking X-Men movies are there? There's like 10 of these fucking movies, and it's like I still like them. It was cool. It was one of the better X-Men movies, and I don't get why it's the worst reviewed out of them. The worst reviewed. I'll take it. I'll take anything. Just give it a higher rating than fucking X-Men Origins Wolverine. I'll take that. Just give me that. Like, oh my god, the fact that critics think, oh my god.
You can't keep getting away with it!
Even the name is just diarrhea. X-Men Origins Wolverine. Like, they were gonna make more, but he was the only one. They have such a hard-on for Wolverine. He's like one of the fucking worst X-Men in the movies. He's so fucking boring. But you gotta have X-Men. You gotta have Wolverine in it, because Wolverine's the cool one that everyone likes. This is just hate speech for fucking anyone who doesn't like X-Men movies. Yeah, I don't like Wolverine. He's just fucking boring. It's just because they do so much fucking Wolverine movies. It's boring. There's so much, like, it's just a wealth of characters. And it's just like every fucking spin-off has to be a Wolverine movie because it's Hugh Jackman and everyone knows Wolverine. Logan was great. I'm not shitting on Logan at all. Logan was perhaps my favorite X-Men movie. I'm just tired of like every fucking spin-off is a Wolverine movie. God. Number 4, we have Jojo Rabbit, the Taika Waititi movie. So this was really good. I've said like this about a million trillion times to like anyone that I talked to about the movie, is that it was like walking on this tripwire of tone, where it's like you take one misstep and you just whoa, just a couple out of place jokes here and there that don't hit, and the whole movie could come off as so like tasteless and awful. Absolute control of tone from start to end. Like this, he hits every single joke. Like I think there's maybe 1 or 2 jokes in like the entire movie that I didn't enjoy or I thought shouldn't have been in there. Everything else was like it landed. He cast himself as Hitler, right? So it's like you're really putting your head on the chopping block here. Like if this movie comes out bad, it's gonna look really not good for you, Taika. He pulled it off so ridiculously well. I was like, damn, I gotta give you props for that, man. That was fucking incredible. I think I would say it's my favorite Taika Waititi movie. Before this, it used to be What We Do in the Shadows. That was great. And I've seen Hunt for the Wilder People. It was pretty good, but it was more of a bonding story between a kid and a father that adopts him, even though the dad didn't actually want him. I think it was his wife that adopted the kid, so they get stuck with each other, so they don't like each other, but they do. Blah, blah, blah. I think Jojo Rabbit might be my new favorite Taika Waititi movie, which is cool. I like it. Oh, he was in an episode of Freaky once. I think it was made in New Zealand, which is why he's in it. It's crazy seeing him in it. So prior to everything else that I know him for. So I probably have a clip of that, which I can play.
What do you want with me?
You scuffed my floor, and you didn't care that I had to clean it.
But you're a cleaner. That's your job.
And I suppose it's your job to dirty it. I think it's high time you really left your mark on the world. Sing it!
So yeah, very good movie. Well done, Taika. So we got number 3, Joker. Oh my god, how long can I talk about this movie and try to be serious?
Gentlemen, we live in society.
I'm a zoomer. I haven't seen Taxi Driver. I should watch it. I should put it on my list and watch it. I've heard a lot of people say that this is basically just the exact same movie, but done in 2019. I think the most baffling thing about this movie that is talked about, but should be talked about way more, is that Todd Phillips directed this movie. Todd Phillips that's done the Hangover movies. What is, like, I'll put fucking the movies that he's made before here. Like, this is the movies that he's made, and then he just like comes out with Joker, just shitty comedies, like, and then all of a sudden he just is like, yeah, I want to do Joker now. Can you let me do Joker? And give me Joaquin Phoenix, yeah. Like, what? Okay, how did they let him do this? Who the fuck did he just like sneak past the security guard at like Warner Brothers Studios or something? I can't even conceive how this movie came about to be in like the drawing board in the meeting room when he's like, all right, let me pitch this, boys. Let me pitch you to Joker. I think that needs to be talked about way more. How the fuck did Todd Phillips make this movie? It has no, like, maybe a ghost director? Like, it has no right being as good as it is, considering that Todd Phillips directed this. I don't understand. What the fuck? It blows my mind that I can't believe it. Like, as for the actual movie itself, it's pretty good, yeah. I feel dicey for even like trying to broach it. It's weird, but like, it was a good movie. I liked it. Taxi Driver was really renowned, right? If this is just like a redoing of Taxi Driver, then even if it's not original, it's still good, right? And I haven't seen Taxi Driver, so I gotta fucking watch it and see what the comparison is, how similar. We got number 2, which is Parasite. Oh my god, everyone's talked about this movie endlessly. There's really nothing I can add. Like, you probably heard so much fucking shit about this by now. Like, it's a good movie. It's a really good movie. His other movies I've seen, I think he did Okja, right? He did Okja. That was a Netflix movie. I didn't really like that. It was like one of the most Hollywood foreign movies I'd ever seen in my life. Because it's like, I think it was produced by Netflix or something. So it's like got Jake Gyllenhaal in it, and it has, I think it had Tilda Swinton, or it had some other like actress, some white actress. But pretty much the whole movie is in Korean, right? So it's like, it's a foreign film, but it felt so incredibly Hollywood. It was very weird. I didn't quite like it. This is not an Okja review, this is a fucking Parasite review. Anything I say about it, you're gonna have heard a million times over. It changed throughout the movie. They like to do a lot of genre blending in Korea. So, you know, like some parts will be comedy, and then some will be like much more dark and serious. So it takes turns like at certain points in the film of like, oh fuck, now this is gonna happen. So he obviously does that really well of managing to be running multiple genres at once and not having them just bump into each other and ruin the moment, ruin the movie. It's been a long time since a movie has stressed me out. I wrote that at the time of watching it, which was like half a year ago. But yeah, I was like actually like quite stressed watching the movie, which is nice. I do like feeling stressed when I watch movies. I'm not even joking. It was nice to, have that feeling of like, such investment in a plot, right? Where it's like you're actually stressed. It's like, oh fuck, what is gonna happen next? So I quite like that. Maybe like halfway through the movie, so I was like, oh fuck. So yeah, that was good. This is definitely, I think, going to be one of those movies that only gets better with each rewatch, rather than getting worse or boring. I think it's just going to get more and more interesting as you notice more things each time. Because I've seen a lot of people like post details about little things in the movie, like, oh, this line actually points to fucking Obama. I don't know. Specifically that movie detail. Obama is in the movie. I would say if you're looking to get into foreign films, start with this, because it's such an easily approachable foreign film. Like, I can easily see someone who like doesn't really like foreign films watching this. It's pretty easy to digest on the surface. And I think that's why it got such good reviews, because it appeals to not only big cinekino-philes that like absolutely love movies and just watch them all the fucking time. It doesn't only appeal to them, but it appeals to your average Joe that doesn't really watch that many movies. It appeals to everyone, and it has these deeper layers for people who have watched a shit ton of movies, and just the base surface level is also it's just a good movie. It's a good movie. I think very approachable. Yeah, that's about all I had to say about Parasite. Okay, alright. So we've reached it. We've reached number 1. We have to spend the next half hour justifying my position here, but let's do it. So, alright, number 1. We have Alita Battle Angel. Yes, really. Yes, really. There's no cutaway. It's, yes, number 1, Alita Battle Angel. I would describe my interest in this movie that Alita is like a blockbuster movie that I actually care about. Usually for stuff like, you know, Rise of Skywalker or Avengers Endgame, I'm not a big fan of those movies. I just feel like they're very, you know, cliche, appealing to as many people as possible. So I don't really enjoy them as much as the vast majority of moviegoers do. I think Alita to me is what Avengers Endgame are to other people. Like, I think it's a blockbuster that I can enjoy. Like, I fall right into those, like, you know, those cliches and tropes, but I actually enjoy them. With Alita Battle Angel, with Endgame, I didn't. I think it kind of just brings out the simple average moviegoer within me. When I watch it, I can kind of just, I don't become a, you know, complete critic. I can kind of just sit back and enjoy it, and I'm like, yes, this is a blockbuster movie that I like. So it's a unique experience for me like that. There aren't many other movies that I can think of that are like, you know, complete big old blockbusters on the level of like fucking Endgame and shit, where it's like, I really, really like them. There's not that many of them, and Alita was one of them. This is not me coming from having been a mega fan before. I'd never fucking heard of Alita Battle Angel in my life. I only looked it up after I saw the movie, or maybe like a week before. I was like, wait, what the fuck is this? This was my first consumption of the media. And then after I saw the movie, I looked up like the manga at some point. It was okay. I read like a little bit, but it's like, not that interested. There was also an OVA. I never saw that. So this is pretty much like the only media I consumed. So it's not coming from my enjoyment of this movie isn't coming from me being a big Alita head beforehand. It was just, it kind of just came out of nowhere. Extremely tight pacing in that it gives out the right details at the right moments. Like, nothing feels like it goes for shorter than it should, and nothing feels like it goes for longer than it should. Pretty much everything for me personally was like on point, where it's like, this is probably as long as this should be in a blockbuster movie. So it's like, that's how they were able to fit so much stuff in, is that it was like down to like the minute of like nothing overstays its welcome, and nothing is like not explored deeply enough. Everything is like pretty much at that sweet spot of like, okay, this is how much I wanted this to go on for. I'm satisfied, and it's not going to go past that. I mean, this is not a deep dive into the fucking movie. This is just like some light notes that I have trying to justify my my point. Incredibly satisfying fight scenes due to their sparsity is what I had written down. So there's like maybe 3 fight scenes in this movie? 3? 4? About that. Like, I don't think more than 4. Either 3 or 4. And they're all really, really good. I look forward to like every single one. Again, as I said before, I'm like not really that big of an action fan. I get tired of it just because it's in like every movie now. But the ones with Alita are really good. Like, because they don't happen like every 2 seconds. And that's not the only thing that I enjoy about them. Every fight scene is not just to have a fight scene, it's to progress the story in some way. You know, there's some detail that happens or some event that occurs within that fight that pushes events forwards and keeps things moving. So it feels like there's a purpose to these scenes. It's not just like, oh, we're having a fight scene now so you can, like, you know, breathe and turn your brain off for a few minutes. It's like, no, because this event is happening and you need to know that this event happens because, you know, it's going to affect things later on. It was very good. I think, yeah, the main thing I can say about it is that it's just like a blockbuster movie that I actually liked and enjoyed, and I felt like a someone who doesn't watch movies all the time watching this movie. So that's the kind of unique experience that it gave me. That is the end of the list. And coming in at number 0. So that was 2019 in movies. Any other movies that deserve a mention? Not really. Playmobil, the movie? Playmobil, the movie was...
Some heroes are unshakable. Others are unstoppable. But only one kind is part of a portable 10-piece set.
I'm not going to talk about it, never mind. Overall, I think I would say I enjoyed 2019 more than 2018. That's the list. Hope you enjoyed. I'll see you, what will it be, like a year from now to review the 2020 movies. I've seen 3 movies this year, by the way. I've seen My Spy. I've seen My Spy, Birds of Prey, and Gretel and Hansel. That's what we have for 2020. Is we have My Spy. Oh my god. This year's gonna be a fucking disaster for movies, dude.
Oh no, it's happening.
This is the year the movie industry dies. We're not coming back from this. It's over. Let's hope there's 10 movies that come out in 2020 for me to even review for next year. But yeah, thank you for watching. Oh yeah, click here again. I think I shilled this at the start. I'm shilling it again. Watch this video. It's way better than this one. This video sucks compared to this. Bye.